Hey guys, Rich here with a video on picking up audio equipment for your car. So the first thing I'm going to go over, of course, is your head units. Now, when buying a head unit, you need to basically go over the features that you're looking for in a CD deck, or nowadays some of them don't even have CD players. You can just buy a full MP3 head unit. They're usually a bit cheaper, but with the way things are going, not a lot of people use the CD player function anymore. There's also like front-facing USB, rear-facing USB, and of course auxiliary port. And then of course satellite, radio, and once you go into the double DINs, you have your navigation. Now, the thing is what you need to do is go online, do some research, and see what size of DIN kit you can actually fit inside your car. Some of them might not be able to fit a double DIN, so it's always a good thing to look up, and you can find that at store sites like Future Shop, Visions, and anything like that. They usually have a vehicle fit kit. It'll also tell you if you want to upgrade your speakers, what size of speakers you can use. So, getting back to the decks and stuff, you want to make sure that you can find it first. You want to make sure you can find a DIN kit, which will give you the nice bezel around your new stereo. Second thing you need to consider is you can see my car, which is Mazda 3, has steering wheel controls. So if you want to keep the use of the steering wheel controls, you'll have to pick up a pack module or another steering wheel style module. Now, when you pick one of these up, some of them are really easy to put in, but some of them can be quite difficult. So that's another thing you want to consider before putting in another aftermarket deck. Now if you look in there, I have all my satellite radio gear. Now, all that has to be wired to the back of the deck. The reason why you consider this before you put your stereo in is so that way every time you buy a new piece, you don't have to keep pulling your stereo. I suggest buying it all at once and just putting it all in. The reason why is it's a headache once you have to keep cutting wires and recrimping, because they do branch off of the same wires sometimes. See, for me, what I've done in this car is I have all my door speakers amped. I also have of course my subwoofer amped, and then this draws power. You can see my GPS cord there that charges my GPS. That actually ties in off my deck power also. So once again, just more things to consider. What do you all want to do with your stereo system or your audio system? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to get bigger speakers? Well, not really bigger speakers, just bigger power. And are you going to amp them? A lot of people say, I don't know if I want to amp them. The truth is after I amp mine, I did notice the difference. 1, in volume, 2, in control. Just the all control of the speaker, getting the different pitches and the sounds out. That's why I actually went for this deck, is because it has a nice equalizer on there. I can adjust every style of frequency that those speakers are putting out, your HPF, your LPF, and even every frequency on the band, all the way for the subwoofer and all the way for your door speakers. So now I'll take you around back so I can show you actually what's going on in the trunk. Up and out of the way so I can still use my trunk. So once again, when you're shopping around, you also want to consider, if you're going to be putting a subwoofer in your trunk, what style of box you want to go with, how big of a sub. I like 10s because they give a nice kick when you're listening to rock, and yet they're still really bassy when you're listening to rap. I listen to almost every single genre, so it's always nice to have a good sounding sub. I've got a JL in there right now. But yeah, once again, see, as you can see, there's a lot of wiring to go to the front, so it's always nice to buy all your stuff at the same time, although a lot of us can't afford that. So it's still a fun project in making if you look at it. It's just one thing to consider if you're going to be buying everything separate. Make sure you're not double crimping wires. If you have, you know, a wire you need to crimp on, but you've already crimped on it, don't make a second cut. The reason why is you're adding more and more resistance to the wire every time you add a connection. So make sure if you're going to be adding, take the other crimp out of the equation and just recrimp all three of those wires or two wires together. Alright, so those are tips and tricks from me, and I wish you good buying on your audio system. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the video or send me a message. I don't mind helping. Alright, have a good one.